What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today. And today I have a massive release reaction for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's video. And without any further delay, let's get started. We have several releases to dive into here. We've kind of had some different videos on Fridays or on Sundays, excuse me. I know we had a Christmas video, then we had Aero Classics release reaction, and I think a channel recap video. So the holidays kind of threw everything off, but we're back here and we have several of these to do. Not sure if this will be one or two parts yet, but I know we have some really good releases here, and I'm very excited to hop into these, and I hope you guys are as well. So without any further delay, everybody, let's dive into this. So we'll start right here. I think this is like from mid-December, so we're probably about a month total behind, but not too bad. Let's get started here with the Hobby Masters for 1/72 scale. Here we go. Beginning right here with the USAF AV-8D Harrier 2 plus VMA 311. These aircraft have always really interested me. I definitely want to get one sometime, but I would probably prioritize the more applicable to my sentimental value military airplanes I don't have yet, like a F-22, F-35, F-18, that sort of thing. So this is certainly cool though, and I'm very glad to see this released from August of 1990. Following this, we have a Japan E2C Hawkeye. That's a very cool aircraft. This is the 2009 100,000 flight hours aircraft. Very cool to get to see this. Love these C2s, E2Cs, excuse me. I think they're very unique airplanes. Super glad to see this one getting done here for Japan, and I think this is another great iteration here. Great job. To complement this, we have a UOCAF Taiwan F-104G. This is the January 13th, 1967 aircraft. Very cool looking plane. These F-104s are very unique looking airplanes in my opinion, and this certainly fits that criteria. So great looking plane right there as well. And also guys, I just got back from my long trip and I'm still kind of recovering. I feel fine, but my voice obviously says otherwise. So I am doing good though, and thank you guys for all the support. I really appreciate it. And it is like 9 a.m. so that's another reason, but we're all good. How about a Canadian Air Force CF-18 Hornet RCAF demo team? This is going to be the 2022 iteration right here. Love to get to see this aircraft as well. This is a great addition for anybody that's looking for an aircraft like this. I'm sure it's going to be a very popular one. I really like that kind of digital camo type feel that TEL has, not completely, but the pattern that it has, and it looks very nice. Next up, we have a USAF F-111A Arvok, something like that, Combat Lancer Tykill RAFFB 1968 aircraft with 24X early MK82 bombs, I guess. Yeah, very interesting aircraft right here. It certainly has a bunch of bulk to it. Love the detail on this one. I'm sure it's going to turn out really well, and another great aircraft there for Hobby Master. Next up, we have a JASDF F2A 16th Squadron Airbase, and this is for 2010. Another great looking livery right here. Love the different shades of blue. I wish I could say more depth about all these Air Force bases and everything, but I only have brief knowledge on the United States Air Force stuff, so certainly doing my best though. We're going to get a MiG-25 PDS Blue 2146 right here. This is very cool for the 1990 region. I think this is another good looking aircraft right here. Not too knowledgeable on that, but still looks very cool. And we have a Russian Air Force Su-35S. This is the Flanker E-116th Combat App Training of FAVKS September 2022. So more recent release here, probably due to current events, but certainly nice to see Hobby Master making some different aircrafts there as well. We also have the full weapon version of this aircraft too, so that looks fantastic. Love the variety that Hobby Master is giving there. Germany MiG-29A. This is a very cool looking aircraft right here. Love the livery from the yellow to the red to the black. You usually do not ever see any aircraft like this. This is from 2001. This is a great release, and even if you're not a huge military buff, this is still a great plane to just have in general, just because of how cool that livery is. Big release from Hobby Master. It's not going to stop. We have a Germany F4G Platinum Wild Wessel 52nd TFM Spangendam Air Force Base, I think, 1988 iteration. Great variety throughout here. Hobby Master really bringing it in right here. I like the variety that this release provides, and I think they did a really good job developing that, excuse me. So certainly looks good right there, to say the least. Here we have some 1-48, so probably some more Spitfires, and here we go. We have a Japan A6M20PO. This is a cool looking plane. Probably a similar type design to the Spitfire, but I'm sure they changed it up a little bit. Cool looking plane for sure though. I really like the detail here. This piece is pretty cool. Obviously a tail dragger, of course, so those are always cool to get to see. So neat plane right here. We're also going to get one with the first class iteration, which is also very nice. So big differences include that this is white instead of blue, different tail of course, and that's about it. So pretty similar plane right there, but great to get the variety there in 1 to 48. And that will wrap it up for Hobby Masters. Great release right there, some very good variety in general, and I think they did a really good job on that release. So Hobby Master, well done. Looks like next up to bat we have some InFlight aircraft. Very excited to see what InFlight has going. Okay, here we go. We have, I'm still trying to pronounce this first word right. I think it's Aerolíneas something Argentinas Airbus E330-202 Lima Victor Foxtrot Victor Hotel. And it has a special livery there. It looks like it has various, maybe some sort of movie or something, I'm not sure. Did get to see one of these recently. They're very cool planes. The normal livery, I should clarify. Love this livery, and I think it looks really nice. So great release right there for InFlight. Very unique one at that. Okay, this is a really good release. British Airways Boeing 747-4-36 Golf Bravo November Lima X-ray. This would be one aircraft I'm super interested in from InFlight. I have seen a couple pictures finally make it out for the American 757-200, and I saw some significant wing flex, which is very unfortunate. I knew that was coming, so certainly unfortunate, but I really wanted to try InFlight, so might try to get my hands back on a Gemini. We'll see. I'm not sure, possibly, but this would be one that would be really cool to get in general. I think the 747 mold's really nice for InFlight there, so great release, and that one's going to be very popular without a doubt. This one has the football nose on it, which they had some very interesting iterations of the football nose. British Airways did, so cool to get to see that one done too. And here's a British Airways BAE Retro Airbus A319-131 Golf Echo Uniform Papa Juliet. I believe that Gemini Jets did this one probably 4 or 5 years ago at this point. It was a while ago, so glad to see InFlight do it, and I'm sure their iteration will come out really nice. Here's another British Airways. How about this? European 1-200 collectors having a field day. This is just going to be your normal Captain Dockyard livery, Union flag in other words. Great looking A319 with your IAE engines. I love the look of this aircraft. I honestly would love to get it, but obviously it's probably like $130. So still great to see it released though. Oh my gosh, how about this? Now we're getting an R moment with the shine. So these are really cool as well. I remember watching John P. 3922's airport updates. He had this aircraft. Oh, that was way back at this point. That was probably about 15 years ago at this point. 2010, yeah, 13 years ago. But I love seeing all these. And then there was a blue one, if I'm not mistaken. Then Open Sky 77s. I mean, British Airways had such a great variety, and they still do to this point, adding One World 777s and that sort of thing. So certainly interesting without a doubt. Looks really nice. Recently got to see 2 A380s for them. I think I also saw it slipped my mind right now. I saw so many planes throughout that trip. Dang it, it's completely slipped my mind. I think it might have been a 787. I would have to go back and check, but certainly great to get to see more of their planes. And a 222, I think. Yeah, in the golden Dove livery as well. Dove wings, I guess is what that says. So this is an absolute field day. Glad to see InFlight just knocking them all out. I really feel bad if you're a European collector because your budget is done if you like these. Sure, Aviation 18 might be thinking about getting a couple of these. These are really cool. Okay, so yeah, this was pretty much just your BA exclusive release plus this one. So certainly a great release, and yeah, hope you're able to save up European collectors before those come out here in a little bit. Looks like we have some JC wings this time. Eager to see what they got here, so let's take a look. Beginning with a really cool Beluga Bare Metal Airbus Transport A330-700L Foxtrot Whiskey Bravo X-Ray Lima. Recently got to see one of these Dreamlifters. I think they're really cool planes. This one though, obviously with the bare metal, I think it looks really nice. I'm sure this one will come out really good. What a great looking aircraft. All right, a flaps down Royal. I don't even want to try to pronounce this. I'll do my best. Brunitz Solzins, something Boeing 787-8. This is Victor 8 Oscar Alpha Sierra. Great looking livery. I don't know too much about this one to be quite honest, but it certainly looks nice. So great release right there for JC Wings. And your normal iteration as well. Love to get the variety in there. And then a flaps down Etihad Boeing 787-10. I am sorry about that. I thought that my speakers were off. But nevertheless, this is a Dreamliner for the 787-10, 787-10, excuse me, Alpha 6 Bravo Mike Delta Choose China livery. Glad to get to see this released. I think this is a great looking airplane. Any more Etihad aircraft are great. I would love to get a 789, but I would also take a 35K or any others, to be honest, in general. So hope to add that airline to my fleet very soon. There's your normal iteration too. Looks great. Here we're getting that Thai Boeing 777-300ER Hotel Sierra Tango Tango Alpha. This is a great looking plane, nice and simple with that JC Wings mold. This should be a home run grand slam for JC Wings, and I hope that one comes out really nicely here in a couple of months. And the normal iteration as well. And then we get a China Airlines McDonnell Douglas MD-11 Freighter Bravo 18152. How about that? Really cool to get to see this aircraft. I didn't even know they had these, to be honest, so that's certainly very cool. I'm sure they were workhorses there in that 80s and 90s time frame, or maybe even a little bit before that. So great aircraft to get to see there, and I bet they flew all across the world. So if you're interested in that, that looks like a great aircraft. Oh, it's a freighter. Oh, I saw the windows, but I didn't realize it was a freighter. So excuse me, probably 90s into the 2000s would be a guess there, or a logical assumption. Ooh, Flybe Embraer ERJ190-200LR Gulf Foxtrot Bravo Echo Juliet. Welcome to Yorkshire. I don't know. I'm thinking this was a livery before they revamped. I could be completely wrong on that, but yeah, Flybe certainly had an interesting history, and I hope to dig out a video at some point and learn more about them. I know Aviation 18's talked about it periodically in the past, so I'd certainly love to see what the current latest news is on Flybe, but great looking livery regardless. Here's our 1 to 200 list, so that was all 400. British Airways Concorde Negasys livery, Gulf November 94 Alpha Bravo, another 1 to 200 collectors, especially retro, are going to be loving. I like that design there, and that Concorde mold I think is pretty solid, so good release right there for JC. On the pond, Boeing 737-700 Juliet Alpha 803 Alpha November. I have a gut feeling that somebody else did this. It might have been 400, but I feel like this came up at some point. But certainly glad to get to see another iteration at the very least. A Thai Airbus E300-600 Romeo Hotel Sierra Tango Alpha Kilo. This old Thai livery I think is really cool. I haven't really got to see many of these. Hopefully, if I get the venture out to the West Coast, I'll get a better shot at these here in the United States, because really haven't seen any in quite some time. So I'm very hungry. I'm sure LAX and San Francisco are my go-to places to get to see those. So great looking plane though, regardless in general. Okay, this one I've definitely seen at some point. This is the Scandinavian Nordica, something like that. Bombardier Acer J900 Echo Sierra Alpha Charlie Gulf. This was done at some point. I don't know who was the one that do it, but this is maybe JC did a 400. That's probably what happened. But this is a really cool livery, and I'm glad to get to see this in general. Retro TAP Air Portugal Airbus A320, cool. Charlie Sierra Tango November Charlie, that is a cool looking aircraft. TAP's are a really cool airline, love their liveries throughout the years. This is another great example, especially that retro font there on the tail, that's very neat. So glad to get to see this one. I hope this livery's flying right now, that would be very cool to get to see, but yeah, it looks great. And a TransAsia ATR 72-500 Bravo 22802 60th anniversary livery. Looks fantastic. Love the tail. Great variety on the livery. Even though it's a Euro white, you got some different signage here that looks really nice. So glad to get to see that done for TransAsia. In a Swiss Airbus E320 Neo, that's a great release. Hotel Bravo, Juliet Delta Alpha, really nice to get to see that. Probably InFlight's done that at some point, but never hurt to get another iteration. Great looking plane, nice and simple, and that Swiss livery certainly goes hard to say the least. And that is it for JC Wings. So another really solid release right here. Great variety, and they did a good job, especially in the international market this time around. Next on deck, we have some more future releases here. So let's see what JC Wings has up their sleeve this time around. I'm going to check the time. Okay, I'm good. All right, here we go. No ETA on this, and now it is. You don't even have to pay for it with a credit card if you order from Easy Toys. So that's certainly interesting. Here we go. We are starting with the JAL Mike Mouse, excuse me. Japan Airlines Boeing 767-300ER, 100 years withstand. So certainly a very cool livery right here. This one I can actually kind of relate to. I know you guys probably have seen in my release reactions. I've been having a hard time really relating to the anime shows that have been going on with those Asian carriers, but this one I can kind of understand a little bit. So that's certainly cool, and it looks nice. All right, here we go with the World Cup Champions Charter Flight Argentinas. I won't even try to say the airline is, I guess, hopefully I said that kind of right, but the airline is Argentinas Airbus A330-200, Lima Victor, Foxtrot Victor Hotel. This is a beautiful looking plane. I like the tail on that. That is fantastic. And I'm excited to see how that one comes out. That looks fantastic. Credit to all the respective photographers, by the way. Another future promise on the Pond Airways. This is the Boeing 787-8. Good looking aircraft on Juliet Alpha 874 Alpha. It looks great. How many of these we'll see before the world ends, I don't know, but certainly getting that variety in. And here is the normal one. And then we have, ooh, I like this release. This might be a new mold. Interactive Iceland Air Cargo New Livery Boeing 767-300ER. Tango Foxtrot India Sierra Hotel. Great looking aircraft in general, but how about the interactive 767 mold in 200 scale? That is very cool to get to see. So I don't know if this is a new mold or not, but I haven't ever seen one before, so I would assume that it is. This is really cool to get to see, and I love the Iceland Air's cargo livery. I think it looks very, very nice, and I'm excited to see how that one comes out. So really cool aircraft right there in general. Still on the hunt to get a new livery Iceland Air. We'll see when that happens. Here's your 400 scale. That includes also the Aerolíneas Argentinas, excuse me, can't talk. 330-200 again. That's a really cool football champions livery. And your Japan, once again, looks fantastic. And now we have a new mold, yes. I think Phoenix just debuted this mold. Now JC's going to get their hands on it. This is the Air Greenland Airbus A330-800 Neo Oscar Yankee Golf Kilo November. If I'm not mistaken, Phoenix just got that mold, so that's a big slap in the wrist to Phoenix. But how about that? Would love to get to see them. I don't know where they fly. I'm assuming it's probably going to be somewhere over in Europe or something like that. Maybe not, but certainly a great looking aircraft. And I hope to see more of these. I did see TAPS 330 Neo from a far distance, and also a Delta once again. So certainly great. Love to see it. Not 800 Neo though, not yet. Kuwait Airbus A330-800 Neo is also going to be sliding into the picture. 9 Kilo Alpha Papa Foxtrot. I love delivery on Kuwait. I think they have a very diverse fleet, and certainly glad to get to see them doing the 800 Neo now, which is very cool, and a very interesting revamp of the 330-200 pretty much. We will see if it's ever as popular as that. EVA Air Boeing 787-10 is going to begin a Star Alliance iteration on Bravo 17812. Good looking aircraft. I didn't even really think about EVA Air having 787s, but I think they do, and this is another version of it, so that's certainly cool. Don't see many airlines like Green Airlines that have their logo down here on Star Alliance. That's cool. It's mainly like blue and a couple of reds, so certainly nice to get to see EVA Air knocking that out here on the 787-10. And you have flaps down iteration. And a Qatar Airbus Boeing 777-300ER in the World Cup 2022. Now, the amount of these I've seen is ridiculous. I saw one in Miami. I saw the 777-200LR twice in Dallas, which is ridiculous by itself. And I want to say I also saw this sticker at Atlanta too. So I've seen many of these. I unfortunately cannot justify getting it after barely being able to justify getting the normal one, which looks really nice, by the way. But certainly a special aircraft, maybe I'll consider it. But, you know, I'm trying to be as effective, practical, and efficient with the budget as possible. And if I bought every special livery aircraft I've seen, or every aircraft I've seen in general, then my budget would be not very happy. So, but certainly cool. And I would assume we got a normal one after that. Would love to get this. Still was very close the other day to get my first flaps down aircraft, but I decided to hold. But I'm very hopeful to knock that out here at some point. I did get my first interactive though, and another future promise 77-8. I don't know how many of these we're going to see before the future turns into the future, but crazy. And that is it. So nice release right there for JC, knocking out some really cool planes, wide body heaven, and a good job there on those. All right, looks like we got some more Hobby Masters here. Let's take a look at these. Sorry guys, I don't know what its criteria is, but here we go. Jolly Rogers, U.S. Navy F4B Platinum 2nd. Good looking aircraft, 151506. Good looking aircraft right here. I think it looks really good for the 1984 cycle. That looks really nice right there. All right, proceeding through, we have a licensed U.S. Navy Top Gun F-18E Super Hornet 165536. Love this aircraft. Certainly something of interest to me. When I was on the American 77 Dreamliner the other day, they had Top Gun as an offering. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to check it out because I was so invested in the aircraft, of course. I certainly hope with my spare time I can check this show out because this has been the biggest movie, that has been recommended to me over the last 6 months, so I'd love to check it out. Just haven't got a chance to sit down and do it. How about this? We get another E2C. This is the USN Bear Aces. Yeah, very cool. Love this one. This would be one that I would certainly be interested in getting. I've talked about diversifying my 1-200 fleet tremendously, and there are aircraft that I can't get in 400 like this one that would make a bunch of sense there. So I'm hopeful to do that in the near future. Okay, here's a USN Bats RA5C. This is a very interesting aircraft with that tail design. It does say experimental on it, so that would make sense. 1966. This is a very interesting design. I know I've said the others are very interesting, but this is really the definition of interesting. Super interesting in general right there, to say the least. I need to plug in my computer to die, but very interesting aircraft. Really neat. I really can't describe it, to be quite honest. But certainly looks interesting there, to say the least. And let me see if my computer stabilizes now that it's charging. I was going to try to make it through the whole thing, but it's getting there. I wanted to get back to 60. Okay, it should be pretty close. Okay, it should be close. I'll be keeping an eye on it, but a very interesting aircraft in general. And I'm sorry if you guys can hear the background noise. You might be able to with the microphone, but that cat is having a field day with a plastic bag over there. Okay, now we have a Top Gun F-16B, beautiful aircraft. This is the 90th anniversary naval aviation livery as well. Really good looking aircraft. Love the scheme that Top Gun provides there, and I'm sure that will be a hot seller for many reasons in general. We'll also find the 2006 to 2008 iteration of this. Looks really nice, tells slightly different. Also, I kind of like the blue different shades here that are a little bit more prominent than this one, but they're both nice in general, so that's certainly nice. And I promise I'll stop the recording if it's trying to get really close to stabilizing, but then it doesn't, so we'll see what happens. All right, here's your USN Gunman F-14D Tomcat Sunset 163904. Another good looking aircraft from the September 2006 region. Love this aircraft, and that should be a great one for various reasons. And that is it for Hobbymaster. That's another really good set right there. Love the variety they provide. Good job. Now we're on to another. I'm going to take a guess this InFlight200. I think I briefly saw some of the planes while I was away. I could be wrong, but let's take a look here. Also, I'm going to stop this to see if I can stabilize it. Alrighty guys, let's give this another whirl. Hopefully it stabilizes. I'm sorry, I don't know what the computer's criteria is for lagging out because it's just random, but anyways, let's head into InFlight's 1-200 set. Here we go. Mexicana Doubles DC-1015, November 10045, purple tail. Outmatched for InFlight here. They are dominating this 1-200 variety sector, in my opinion. This is a great looking plane. Love the purple tail. I was trying to make sure that wasn't pink, but it looks like a purplish color. Really great stuff right there, and that's going to be a great plane for any collector in Mexico that's looking for a retro DC-10. Hopefully they do a chrome Aero Mexico DC-10. I bet they have, but that one also stands out when I think about that. Varig Convair CV990 Papa Victor Julia Echo. So this is another great looking retro aircraft for our South America collectors. I know that I've talked about it many times, but I know that market, in my opinion, is pretty underfilled, especially in 400, but great to see 200 getting some variety there. They've had some LATAMs and different planes released lately. So great release here. Echo Delta Alpha Zulu. Next on deck, we have a Thai Airways 787-9. I love the simplicity here. Hotel Sierra Tango Whiskey Alpha. That's going to be another hot seller, I believe. I'm not sure if a good one's been done to 200 yet. So, InFlight, thank you for knocking these all out. I know they're super expensive, but man, they are really nice for the most part in general. Following that, we have a American Airlines 767-300 November 3595 Alpha November with the polished One World livery. JC Wings did this one. I was kind of thinking about it and got so busy I didn't even, with my model orders, I haven't even got to make any as of late, and I need to get a couple made here. But yeah, now InFlight's going to snag this one up. So Very tempted here. I'm gonna need to talk to some more expert 1-200 collectors that know which mold's better if I do choose to get this. I'm sure this one's more expensive, but I'm sure the quality hopefully would make up for that. So definitely a thought. I would love just a chrome 767, but that is going to be beyond hard to find, so I may have to settle for the next best thing. And this one's still great, don't get me wrong. I just trying to diversify, have the One World 75 and that sort of thing, but I would not mind getting this one. Next up the bat, we have the United Airlines 767-200 November 611 Uniform Alpha Sawbass colors. Another great retro throwback here. These were very popular for United, so I'm sure that many collectors will be very excited to see this. Great looking plane, and I hope it turns out well there in the sector of InFlight's territory. And following that, we have a TWA Boeing 747-131. This is 93117, and this is the Twin Globes livery, I think's the proper name. I'm pretty sure, because you had the final livery, Twin Stripes, which was the red tail with the TWA font, and then Twin Globes should be both these globes. So I'm pretty sure this is Twin Globes. Sorry if I'm wrong, but great looking aircraft right here. I love the livery. Great release, and that will be a very popular one. I'm assuming this would be the first delivery they flew 747 with, but again, I don't have the adequate knowledge there, but certainly cool. Now we're getting a Dan Air London 727-193 Gulf Bravo Echo Golf Zulu. Good looking aircraft, very interesting here. Not typical to see this big of a I wouldn't call it a cheat line, but you know, the livery coming up this far on the aircraft. Normally it's much smaller than that, half the size, something's comparable to these two, but certainly cool for that time frame. That's a good looking aircraft. Like to tell as well, good job by Dan Air London. Now we're getting the Libyan Airbus A340-200 5 Alpha 1 Oscar November Echo. If I'm not mistaken, this aircraft is still flying, which is very cool. So certainly a beautiful looking airplane. I love the livery on that, and that's super cool. I think it comes for you in a week to John F. Kennedy Airport in New York. So great airplane right there, and super glad you get to see that done. Next up the bat, we have a VMI Airbus A321. This is going to be Golf Mike Echo Delta Mike. Good looking aircraft here as well. BMI obviously was a really cool airline. British Midland International, something like that. I'm trying to logically get to the answer, but that's probably not it. But certainly cool. BMI is a great airline, and they look really nice. Lufthansa Boeing 727-300, it would be my guess. 330. Maybe it's a 100 with just 30. I don't know. Delta Alpha Bravo India Charlie with the Strasbourg's livery. Another really cool looking aircraft. Love the detail here. Lufthansa's livery's just seen some slight major adjustments that have kept it pretty noticeable over the years, and this is another great iteration here to show that off. Play Airbus A321neo, good release. Papa Foxtrot, Papa Lima Alpha, beautiful. Love this. I think, honestly, I'm kind of coming to the conclusion that some of my favorite liveries that are not Euro whites would be the ITA livery. I love that livery after just getting to see it. That livery is awesome. And this one also, I really hope to see soon because I love the red on this. This looks really cool. And then you have Spirit, of course. But no, this one looks really good. I love the detail this one provides, and it looks really nice. So nice to get to see that right there for play. Now we're getting a Germany Air Force Airbus A321neo. This is going to be 1511. Great looking aircraft as well. Love the detail on this, and this one also looks fantastic in general. Iberia Express getting an A321neo 1-200 with the Madrid titles. That's super cool. Echo Charlie November India Foxtrot. Like I said, this one also has the Madrid titles. Probably pretty applicable considering that these probably mainly fly out Madrid around the Europe regions to probably like Rome, London, Paris, Amsterdam, etc. So that's pretty cool. All right, a Singapore Airlines Boeing 757-200. I feel like this is slightly different from the last one we saw from InFlight. 9 Victor Sierra Golf November. This is also a white box release, so good looking aircraft there. Hopefully this one turns out good, but nice to see delivery. Yeah, because the other Singapore we got was the more yellowish. This is the gold one, so good to get to see this aircraft as well. And I'm hoping to add more of these international carriers to my fleet. My mom was nice enough to surprise me with a South African Airways and a China Southern airplane, so I'll show you guys those in an upcoming massive unboxing. But for now, we do have this, so I can't complain. And a Cathay Pacific Airbus A340-313 Bravo Hotel X-Ray Alpha. Glad to see this done as well. I feel like this is going to be slightly different because I feel like we've got this at least 3 or 4 times at this point. So glad to get to see another one and fulfilling desires there in general. And Air Canada Airbus A330-300 with the retro colors. This is going to be Charlie Golf Foxtrot Alpha Hotel. Well, not completely retro, but you know the style is the previous one. So love the leaf on this one. I think it looks really nice on this one, although I do think that they did a good job coming back to this design with their latest colors. That looks really nice in general. And I think this is going to be a Quebec Air McDonnell Douglas DC-863, Charlie Golf Quebec Bravo Alpha. So really cool to get to see this. This probably flew around that Quebec area, probably on longer flights would be a guess. Again, I'm not too educated here, but hopefully I said everything right. Good looking aircraft. Again, very similar to that previous one we saw with that Dan Air London, I think was the airline. That red is coming really high on the fuselage. So cool to get to see that. Again, you normally see stuff like this, but not predominantly this. And that is it. So another really good release in in-flight, kicking butt and taking names in general. Next up, we have NGs. We have seen that, and we have seen Aero Classics. Next up will be a couple of Gemini, or I already covered the Geminis in a separate video, so never mind. All right, and now we have the Pandas. These were really good. I'm very excited to talk about these. I have seen these, but these are certainly worth talking about if I can get my computer to work. Sorry, making sure that I'm not going to be late for an upcoming event. If my computer would cooperate. Yeah, there we go. So really cool. Might have to get this one. This is the Miracle on the Hudson, Sully, U.S. Airways Airbus A320-214 November 106 Uniform Sierra by Panda Models. Now, I know Aero Classics did this one probably 6 months ago, but the Panda mold's very good in general, so glad to get to see this done. This will be a very popular aircraft, very special one. Now, this aircraft, I believe, is going in the upcoming, I thought it was, I know it was somewhere, I don't know where it was, but I think now they're going to be moving this to the, I'm forgetting what the name is because they just renamed it, but the Carolinas Aviation Museum. I saw it on CLT's Instagram. Let me tell you what the new name of it is because they slightly changed it, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, now it's going to be named the CB Sully Sonnenberg Museum, which is really cool. Or sorry, just the Sonnenberg Aviation Museum, honoring that captain, which they posted a really good video, so I'd recommend checking it out if you guys are interested. I finally get to use that webcam focus that I paid for this webcam for. But yeah, that museum is currently getting constructed, and that will be up and going here in a couple of years. So that would be a great place to visit. But I believe this guy's going in it. I think there's going to be a couple other really cool pieces of the North Carolina and South Carolina aviation history. So Charlotte's a great place. I'm really excited to go back at some point, and I hope to get to visit that museum when I do. That would be a fun place for Airliners International to go. They have never been to Charlotte, I believe. So maybe, just maybe, they would do it. But anyways, next up, we have the Air India Airbus A320-214 Victor Tango Echo Delta Delta. This is a great release. I know that Aero Classics probably did one at some point, but I think multiple collectors from the region have been dying for a really good mold. So I'm super glad to get to see this. This will be a great bulk aircraft for anybody looking for it, and that should be a really good one here to get us going for the Air India A320. Following that, we have a long air, literally long air, Airbus A319-115 with Sharklets, Bravo 305 Limas. This is probably from the China region. Glad to get to see this as well. This is a great release. Love the livery, both blue, and then you got some sort of something there in the middle. So certainly very cool, and I think that'll be a good aircraft. Long air, I'm not sure how they want that pronounced, but pretty cool. And then we have another one. This is the A321neo this time around. Bravo 323 uniform, excuse me. Great looking aircraft as well. Glad to get to see the neo getting out of this. And that should be another pretty popular aircraft right there. And then we have a Tidbit Airbus A319-153 neo. So give it the Panda. They're really using that A319 neo mold to the best of their ability. I'm hopeful they'll do Spirit when Spirit comes around and knocks that out here. I think they were like 2024 on those or something, so that'll be an interesting addition to their fleet. But nevertheless, this is Bravo 329 Hotel. Good looking aircraft as well. I like their livery, and give it to Panda. They are using that mold to the best of their ability. And then we also have a China Southern Airbus A321neo Bravo 1088. Great looking aircraft, I'm sure. And yeah, I feel like NG might have did this, but nevertheless, still getting the most variety as possible when applicable. And then there was 3 others that were released previously announced, so we credited photographers, but we have a Qatar One World Airbus A320. It's going to be Alpha 7 Alpha Hotel Oscar, very cool, love the One World. And then it should be a sticker, yes, the FIFA World Cup, Alpha Hotel Echo, Airbus A320 right here for Panda models, and the normal one also got announced, which is very, excuse me, it was a retro font one, that's my bad. So super cool to get to see that. Airbus A319 100 ACJ variant, Alpha 7, Hotel Juliet. So glad to get to see all these. I swear there was a normal A320 somewhere though, but nevertheless, super cool to get to see these three, and they're going to be great. We also have some new aviation models for 1-200 pre-order, including a China Airlines Boeing 747-400. That looks very good. So if the BA turns out as good as that, then there we go. But glad you can see the farewell at the box. Looks really cool. So good job there by Aviation 200. And an Airbus A330-300 for China Airlines. That also looks super nice. Good job there. And a Sky Team as well for China Airlines. Also looks very clean. Love the gloss. We also have some Aviation 400s, including the China Southern Airbus A380. My mom got me the JC wings, so that will suffice for me. But yeah, we got the Aviation 400 and a different tail number. Looks great. And that is it. So really nice release right there. I love the US Airways, and good job by Panda for getting that variety going. Okay, I'm going to take a guess that this is a bunch of cars. Let me check here. So yeah, these are all the pictures here for NGs. They all look very good here. I don't know how this one got thrown up that fast because these are all the previous ones. 787, all these look really nice. We'll assess these more in upcoming unboxing. Yes, this is a mix of all the releases, I guess. Pretty interesting mesh. So those all look really good. Excited for those. Expect those in unboxings. And last up, we have a Phoenix announcement and a couple of Gemini Jet's future preview airplanes. So let's take a look at this and round this out. And I'll make this one video. This should work. Okay. Have just enough time to knock this out. So I'm not going to try to rush it too much, but I'm running low on time. So here we go. Future release Virgin Atlantic Airbus A330-900neo. This is a great looking airplane. Unfortunately, barely missed it at Miami the other day. But still looks great. So we have the 200 and also the 400. Hope it turns out good, and hopefully I'll get it out soon. And then we have the Phoenix releases. So let's dive into these. Alrighty, Lufthansa 747-8I Bravo Alpha Delta Yankee Alpha. Really cool airplane. Got to see the retro colors out of all planes at Miami. Great looking airplane. Love the 748. Glad to get to see it done here. Great job. Great picture at San Francisco too. Here we have a Lufthansa Lufthansa Airbus A320neo Delta Alpha India November Yankee. Good looking airplane, like the titles there. Great variety. I think multiple collectors will appreciate that in general. So good release. Good job. And then we have the Fanza Diversity Airbus A330-300 Delta Alpha India Kilo Quebec. So we're getting every iteration of possible of that. Thanks Phoenix, but also NG, JC, all the guys. So getting every iteration possible. Can't complain. Here's a Gull Boeing 737-800 Papa Romeo Golf X-Ray Bravo, same as the Diversity Winds livery. We're getting every iteration possible. So thanks Phoenix. I would recommend. Normally I wouldn't nitpick the molds too much, but the Phoenix mold for the 737 it's not great. So I'd recommend getting the NG, or I don't know if JC did it, but there's a couple different versions that are certainly going to be better than this one. No hate Phoenix, just being as transparent as possible to help you guys out. My fans, excuse me, not Phoenix particularly, but there we go. Korean Airbus A321neo should be a good release. Hotel Lima 8505. Love the Korean Air livery on 321neo. That looks really nice. So hopefully that one turns out really good there. Good job. Fly Dubai, Argentina's football Boeing 737 MAX 8 Alpha 6 Foxtrot Kilo Alpha. I know the normal livery is in high demand, so hopefully this livery will help a little bit get some demand. Hopefully just something for anybody that's looking for a Fly Dubai aircraft, because I know the normal one that Gemini Jets did is extremely hard to find if I remember correctly. So good looking aircraft though in general. And then we have a Atlas Air Boeing 747-8 freighter November 862 Golf Tango in the Kiernan and Nigel billboard titles. Cool looking aircraft though. That looks very interesting. So that looks really good, and a good job there by Phoenix. Qatar Boeing 787-8 Alpha 7 Bravo Charlie Mike in the World Cup 2022 livery. If you're looking to get every sticker for your fleet, you are in good luck, because you're going to probably get it, but they painted it on so many, so it's pretty understandable. But yeah, I've seen it 4 or 5 times. They're everywhere. Swiss Airbus E320neo Hotel Bravo Julia Delta Charlie. So maybe this is to go along with the 1-200 version that got done in this video, but certainly nice to get to see that. Red cone looks good. Good job there. Virgin Atlantic Airbus A350-900. This looks like an A330neo. I'm going to take a strong guess this is a typo, but this is Juliet Victor Tango Oscar. Oscar Mike. This is definitely a 330 Neo. Looks really good though, and I'm sure they're going to do a good job. I think it's the 900. It does not look like an 800, so good release there. It's going to complement the Gemini. Iberia Airbus A350-900 Echo Charlie November X-Ray Delta. So nice opportunity to slide back in if you missed the NG one from a couple years ago. This should be another good aircraft, and I am excited to see it. I'm on the hunt for a 330, so might have to settle for this because I really need a Iberia heavy. Aerofly Illusion IL-96-300 Romeo Alpha 96007. Good looking aircraft right there. That should be very helpful for the Soviet collectors. I don't think this particular one's got done. Could be wrong there, but certainly nice to get to see the variety there. That should be a good looking aircraft in general. KLM Boeing 767-300 freighter Papa Hotel Zulu Mike Hotel with the SkyTeam logo. Very interesting to see this one. I think this is going to be a good looking aircraft. And yeah, getting the variety. You also got the 4 doors rather than over wing exits. So very interesting. We're also getting the new logo one. I think this is just a little bit bigger is the main difference. I don't see too much of a difference there. So yeah, I'm assuming this is slightly bigger. That's a guess. But good looking aircraft there. Thai Smile Airbus A320neo Hotel Sierra Tango X-Ray Tango. Another really good looking aircraft. I love the delivery there. Looks really nice and they did a very good job. And that is it. So great release from Phoenix, and the Lufthansa 330 Neo should also be really good there for Gemini jets. And with that being said, that will do for today's release reaction. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. We got some great releases. I definitely recommend going and check them out if you can, especially those Panda ones were really good. I thought the Hobby Masters were great. And also some of the Phoenix Chasing Wings, those were also really good. So great releases there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Big videos ahead, so I hope you guys are excited for it. Next week should be pretty strong. I think we got a massive unboxing, some airport updates, some in-flight videos, and some really good stuff. So hope you guys are excited for it. But with all that being said, that will do for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love and love what you do? My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.